Hello everyone, this is Amanda Ellis of amandaellis.co.uk and Facebook page Angelic Celestial Colours. I'm going to be making a video now for you for December 2016, and I'm actually quite early for once, so that's amazing for me. I'm usually a bit late with these videos, so I'm making this on the 1st of December. It is the most beautiful day here in the UK. It is really crisp and it's the type of weather I love. It's freezing cold, but it's brilliant sunshine. The frost is still on the grass outside. It is just wonderful. I'm really quite looking forward to getting out in it in a bit and going for a little walk with the dog and just breathing in that cold air actually. So anyway, happy Advent, I want to say. We're in the run up to Christmas. Let's see what's coming up for all of us. What's the message today? And I'm going to ask and pull in the energy here now of Archangel Gabriel, who's actually already here standing right beside me. And we welcomed her in, Archangel Metatron and I welcomed her in. Because obviously Metatron works with all the archangels, and Gabriel is somebody who is very familiar to his energy, and they work together all the time. But the stage is here now for Gabriel to talk through me, and that's what we're going to be doing. So I have a few things that I've got here just to help me with that. I've got the Doreen Virtue Archangel Gabriel Oracle set, which looks like this. Beautiful beautiful deck of cards. I rate Doreen Virtue. Of all the people that are out there doing angel work, to me she's still the top girl, you know, and she is she's an inspiration actually. So I think, you know, hats off to Doreen. She's still on the money. This deck of cards, having said that, although I like them because they only arrived in my house yesterday, I was a bit surprised by the imagery. And I'm not knocking anybody here because there's no artist actually attributed to these cards, but they're very different. They are, if I show you them, they're very old-fashioned, traditional. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying they're different. Very muted colours. Can you see? They're more like traditional art than, you know, the traditional, sorry, the new style of oracle card that you get a lot of the time. Excuse my horrible looking fingernails in these pictures, by the way. I managed to trap my fingers in the door, and so they're healing, but they're black and blue a bit, so apologies for that. I am clean. Okay, so yeah, just traditional images and muted colours. That was what struck me, because Metatron, as you can see around me, the whole energy that I work with is about colour and light and vibrancy, and so I was just quite interested by this mutedness with what had been chosen for Gabriel. Tuning into it, one of the things that she was saying to me, and I'm going to call her she throughout this video because she feels more feminine than masculine, although I know, you know, there's no such thing. We're all a mixture of both. She said to me, remember that I was earthbound. So not necessarily in the way that Metatron was. Archangel Metatron has had an incarnation as Enoch and lived a whole life upon the earth. But Gabriel visits the earth. You know, she actually comes and she doesn't just visit the earth, she touches down. That's what she wanted to say. She touches down. And that's been recorded really through history. And I don't know, it'd be quite interesting for you maybe just to leave some comments here if you've ever felt that you have been visited by Gabriel, because it does happen. And she's saying she doesn't just visit the most holy and the most blessed, she visits anybody who needs her. She also visits children. She's around children an awful lot. So if you've got young children in your home, the Gabriel energy is often very, very prevalent. She also wants to say through me that she isn't just for Christmas. This is an energy that is available to us all through the year, 365 days a year. And she's also not just linked into any of the major religions. Obviously, Christianity, we know about the story of Gabriel in the New Testament and her links to Mother Mary. She's also within the Muslim faith, or he, I don't know whether they call it he or she, but the point is this is a non-denominal energy that we're talking about in this video, okay? And she wants that to be stated very clearly. So I'm going to shuffle. I have already shuffled those, but I actually want to show you one other thing, which is this beautiful spray. It's the Archangel Gabriel Music Essence Spray, and I don't stock it, so please don't contact me to where do I find it. I don't know where I found it. I probably just got it off the internet. They're called music essences, and they obviously have the vibration of sound within them. So this is the Gabriel one, and I would just like to spray it around myself just to acknowledge her energy with us. Okay. So as we welcome the Gabriel energy in, she comes in with a softness, a grace, a sense of refinement, of elegance, of delicacy, of beauty, softness, soft voice, soft steps. And she wants us to soften our bodies down, to soften into her embrace, to soften into her words, to soften into this month ahead, to soften into life. What would it feel like to soften into life? What a wonderful thing that is that she's just said, to soften into life, because we don't do that, do we? We go at life full throttle. I certainly do. I'm guilty of that. But she's asking us to soften into life. I think that'd be something quite nice just to meditate on. So if we just closed our eyes for one moment, and I'd like you to think about your own life, your circumstances, the people in it. I'd just like you to think about what you could do within your life to soften it to some degree, to take out some of the pressure, to take out some of the stress, to take out some of the drama, to take out some of the criticism, to take out some of the heat, and just soften into the life that you were meant to lead, that you're here to lead, and soften into yourself, soften into your heart, soften into your heart. Okay. So sorry, the temperature's gone down a little bit in the room, so I'm just going to put this scarf around me because I'm cold. Right, let's do the cards. So I don't know any of the deck because obviously it's very new. I only got it yesterday. Let's just start with 3 and then we'll build up from there. So the first 3 messages, please. I'm not being able to turn them over that. 1, 2, 3. Can't get past those 3. One was upside down, which was this. The one that was upside down was listen only to love. Don't allow fear to distract you from your divine mission. Now, over and above it being talking about a divine mission, the fact that it was upside down, we don't always listen to love, don't we? Do we? We don't always listen to our heart. Just feels a profound message that that card has come upside down. We're obviously going to turn it the right way, and she is asking us to soften our heart, to listen only to love. How would it feel in your life if you only listened to love? If you only surrounded yourself with people who were loving? If you only inhabited a body where you said only loving things to yourself? If you treated other people with love? If you expected back from other people love? And of course, when we have something within ourselves, and that is the quality of love, and we expect love in return, love is what we receive. The total opposite of that is to be in a place of agitation or fear, or anxiety or stress, And of course, what that then does is it mirrors that back to us as well. We start to see life mirrored with the vibration that we hold within ourselves. And so I feel that this being upside down was saying to us that if we're truthful, we don't always have love as our main intention. We try to, we can speak a good talk or whatever it is, but it's about living it every single day. I also feel it's saying we deserve love. We all deserve to be loved, particularly in this month of December. It's such a month for being with others, and the whole Christmas time energy is about reunion and union with those that are important to us, those that we love. And I know it can be challenging, and I know there are a lot of people out there, particularly this year, who've lost people that they love, who aren't with those that they love. But yet we have to find it still. There is still love within the world, and the world is still a loving place. And the more that you embrace that and expect that, even for those that are going through loss at this time, being able to feel the love of other people, the support of other people, is really important. What card did it come next to? It came next to the card of creative expression. Okay, so the image here is of, looks like two children, doesn't it? God's divine creativity is expressed through your actions. I think it's reminding us that life is meant to be light. And in a month which can be so stressful and there's so much to do, sometimes we make it that way. Do we have to cram in so many people to see and activities to do? And even sometimes the whole rigmarole of Christmas, actually, that, you know, I don't know, you have to go to this or see this person or do that. Do you really? It's almost as though I feel Gabriel is saying the most important thing this month for us to do is to feel free, is to maintain our lightness through a month where often we're challenged to not be that, where it can be very difficult to be that. The third card that goes with these three is about divine guidance. And it says the ideas that you are receiving are heaven-sent answers to your prayers. Ooh, how many of you are getting really strong dreams at the moment? I am. I actually woke from a dream last night, which was so damn realistic. It actually took me about 5-10 minutes to come back to. It was a piece of information that I got given about a situation in my life at the moment. And it really shook me to my core. And I don't know whether the dream was exactly correct, but there was an element within the dream that I'm sure is correct. And I'm now going to have to try and see how I deal with that. But this is the thing, you know, we ask for guidance from the divine, from the angels, from Gabriel, and then we doubt it. And so much is happening at the moment, I feel, through dream state. And I've talked about this before, but the veils between the worlds at the moment just seem to be so thin. And I think because so many of us are so busy a lot of the day, the angels are finding it increasingly hard to actually get through to us in waking hours. So really pay attention to your dreams at the moment, because they are a way through which divine guidance can come to you. Whether you're visited by people who have passed over, whether people come into your dreams from the past, who there is still a link with, whether it is a present situation where you get additional insight, whether it is just about having some fun and pleasure in a dream, it doesn't matter. But dreams are important, and it's often how the divine speaks to us. So it's saying the ideas that you are receiving are heaven-sent answers to your prayer. So start to take note of all these little signs that are going to be coming in for you in December. Right, I'm going to pull another 4 now to go with that. And let's see what Gabriel's energy would like us to look at. The first one is this, a vision board. So before I pull the other three, a vision board. Create a board with images and words that inspire you. I want to say that that image really doesn't inspire me. It really doesn't inspire me, but maybe that's good, because sometimes we need our buttons pressed, you know, to then do something as a result of it. My vision board in reaction to that would be the most colourful, vibrant, beautiful board full of, I don't know, multicolours and sequins and blah blah blah. You get my drift. You know, it's asking you to think about the life that you want to lead in 2017. If you're going to be going into next year with sort of a vague sense of what Gabriel's saying to me is funny, is it's a bit like, you know, you wake up in the morning, and if you're like me, you stagger around a bit before you've had your cup of coffee and you're coming to, and you. That's how some of us go into next year if we're not fully conscious of what we're actually trying to manifest. So I feel December is a really good time, all joking aside, to actually do a vision board. And a vision board is so simple to make. I used to do them when I was in marketing. Actually, we used to do vision boards. You get a big piece of paper, you cut out images, words, you put colours and words onto it, and it's about trying to express through the visual medium what it is that you're trying to bring into your life. So if you're trying to bring into your life romance, pick out a beautiful picture in a magazine of a couple in love, stick that onto your vision board. If you want to go to France, stick a picture of the Eiffel Tower on, you know. But over and above anything that is more practical, it's also about emotions, okay? So if you're wanting a more balanced life in 2017, start to try and find some words, some energies, some colours that represent balance to you, and put those onto it as well. If you want to have more silence and time for yourself, you need to find images that relate to that. So vision board comes through strongly. That's one. Let's have three more now. Recognition. Share your art. Authenticity. Recognition. Okay, you and your accomplishments are receiving appreciation and honours. I think a lot of you out there don't fully respect the work that you do, don't fully understand the difference that you make to other people's life. Whatever you're doing, whatever area of life you're working in, or even if you're not working, we all have amazing abilities and talents and skills. And yes, it's nice to be recognised by wider society for that. But I feel Gabriel is also saying to us, remember also that sometimes we're recognised in ways that we never fully understand. We don't always appreciate the difference that we can make to other people's life. And every single one of us does that day in, day out. And it can be just from something very simple like smiling at somebody in the street. It can be in offering help at this time of year. I used to have a boss who every Christmas would go and work in the soup kitchens in Covent Garden in London. And, you know, he had a family, he had a high income, he had a comfortable home, he had a happy family, but he chose every Christmas day to go and make turkey dinner, you know, for people for Christmas who were on the streets and homeless. And I always thought that was amazing. And the thing is, he didn't recognise how amazing it was. He just thought, well, anybody would do it if they were in my boat. And the thing is, no, not everyone would do it. So the point is, it's about recognising. I feel the angels are wanting you to recognise the amount of difference that you actually do make in other people's life. And they're applauding you for that. And it's saying sometimes it's not actually about society recognising. It's not about getting the award or the certificate. It's about what I'm feeling they're saying is that the spiritual world, the angels, God, source, watches over everything that you do, you know, and the day that we die, the day that we pass over, there is a day of reckoning to a degree where, putting it bluntly, it's like, have you led a good life or haven't you? Have you made a difference? Have you made people feel happier? Have you helped in some way? And everything that you do day to day is recognized by the angels, by spirit, by God, and is taken note of. So, and in a way, that is the greatest reward as well, because sometimes just by helping somebody else, it isn't about money or material wealth or anything like that. It's just about feeling better within ourselves that we've made a difference. Share your art with the world. This is an interesting one because through 2016, I have met so many artists. I've met so many artists. It's been extraordinary. And it's almost as though the artistic world is really coming alive. Maybe we're about to go through some great Renaissance period like we have before in our civilization. Maybe we're on the brink of a new type of art or a new type of expression in the visual medium. But whatever it is, it feels as though the spiritual world and Gabriel is actually encouraging those of you that are talented or gifted in this way to share your art on a much bigger scale with the world, with society, and to appreciate that however you paint, however you draw, however you express your creativity, there is a market for it. There is somebody that will appreciate it and somebody that will get so much more out of it than just it being a pretty picture on the wall. It will be something which actually has an energy and a vibration that is so important for them at their time to maybe bring healing into their world. We then have the card of authenticity, and it says here, trust that your real self, whom God created divinely perfect, has the strength and knowledge needed for this situation. So it feels maybe as though we've been told to keep ourselves soft and open-hearted and loving this December, but also to remain authentic, okay? So what do they mean by this? Trust that your real self, whom God created divinely perfect, has the strength and knowledge needed for this situation. To not lower your standards, to not sink to others' levels, to maintain your own sense of morality, to maintain your own ethical code, to maintain your own sense of right or wrong, to do what feels right for you. Just because society says we have to behave in a certain way at a particular time in the year, we don't. It's being true to who you are. I'd like another one that goes with that card, actually. It's an interesting one because it's such a big subject, authenticity. It could be about so many different things, couldn't it? Let's just see. It is so cold here. My hands are freezing. It's a beautiful seagull just swishing past the window there. Okay, authenticity. Well, there we go. It's like a double whammy, isn't it? Authenticity and stay true to yourself. Ah, okay. You know the situation at Christmas where, we've been jogging along quite nicely on our spiritual path, being pushed by our angels and guides, evolving, ascending, trying to step more and more into fifth dimensional consciousness, doing okay. And then suddenly we get round the family Christmas table. And I'm using an exaggerated example here. And there's old great Aunt Molly and, Uncle Fred and all the rest of them. And they have a view of you that they've had for decades. You are still the child in their eyes, or you're the one who was the rebel as a teenager, or you're the quiet one, you're the shy one, whatever it is. I feel there's maybe some challenges, if I'm honest here, when we come together with our families and our friends, maybe that we haven't seen for some time over the Christmas period. And we might be challenged a little bit on our beliefs. There's a lot going on in the world at the moment, an awful lot going on in the world. And people have all sorts of different opinions about that. Some of them are quite lower 3D opinions. Others are, like us, are trying to hold a higher perspective on it, while still being challenged about a lot of stuff that is going on in the world, but we're trying to maintain a higher perspective, see the higher truth to it all. And I feel as though I'm being shown it's like two forces that just come together, and there might be a few fireworks. That's what it feels like. And we're being told to stay true to ourselves. That doesn't mean trying to convert somebody else to your viewpoint. It just means staying true to what you believe, not being rocked too much by other people's opinions, beliefs, or faiths. Okay, so I think that's what that is about. Stay true to yourself. It says don't compromise or water down your ideas. Listen to, trust, and follow your inner voice. You know, that can be difficult, to be perfectly honest. You know, I faced this myself. You know, it is the scenario where you're meeting up with large groups of people over the festive period, and suddenly, I don't know, well, the one that happened to me, which was a couple of years ago, was the whole refugee crisis thing suddenly got talked about over the table. And me and my sister-in-law were trying to put in a spiritual perspective to it, and it felt like a lot of other people weren't listening and were just wanting to go off on a completely different tangent. It was quite difficult, and it's just about staying true to what you believe, but it's not about pushing your opinions on anybody else either. I think that's quite clear what they're saying there. Okay, let's have one more to finish off, and then I've got to dash off for the school run. I will make another video for December though, because this one's coming through quite early, and I know we've obviously got the wonderful winter equinox coming through, and there's going to be changes later on in December, so we'll do one nearer to December as well. Just wanted to get one out early in December. Okay, one more card here. Helping children. Yeah, that's a really important one actually, isn't it, for the Gabriel energy as well. I mentioned Gabriel very much being about trying to help children. This one says part of your life purpose involves teaching, guiding and helping young people. Two things here. Don't forget, as we go through into the Christmas festivities and the Christmas period, this is also about helping your inner child. Okay, it's a chance for you to repair your inner child, to have fun with your inner child, to be like a child yourself, you know, to enjoy all of the childish stuff actually that happens at Christmas, whether it's opening advent calendars or whatever it is, you know. There's a lot of joy that can be found in Christmas, but there's also an awful lot of children out there who are not feeling joy at this time of year, and I feel as though Gabriel is wanting us to open our hearts to them also, to send healing to the world's children. I'm really sensing the children in war-torn places like Aleppo at the moment, Syria, and so many places around the planet. There are so many children who are terrified, petrified, frightened, who are not going to be at all conscious even that, you know, this is a time of goodwill. I feel Gabriel is asking all of us to just send some love, some healing and some prayers to the world's children at this time who are struggling. Okay, there's also a lot of other beautiful bright children who are not struggling, who are thriving, but there are some that are really struggling at this time, and please to remember them as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that that energy video from me. As I say, I'll do another one in a couple of weeks' time, just as we get a bit further into the Christmas period. But I send you lots of love in the meantime, and take care, all of you. Bye bye for now.